let's do some downtime while we wait and before we recap them. So what do you still have to roll for?
The rest of the spells. Also, if anybody wants any magic components.
Oh yeah, we have magic components again. Yeah, I would love some.
I will bankroll all of it.
And to answer the last question that I had lined up, I found this for you, Matt. Turns out there's already rules.
Yeah, there are a couple of rule sets. There is the DMG one, which is like, oh, you have to use special spell slots, which doesn't make sense because artificers don't get spell slots, really. And then Zoldan, oh, you gotta get monster parts. And it's, yeah, the Xanathar's guys are the...
Alright.
May I have 4 stuffs, Bailey?
Yes. Basically, just tell me the number so I can subtract it from the total. Because I think I bought like 120, so we have enough to bankroll for like a long rest or 2.
1 long rest or 2 with 120?
Well, I mean, if all of us are doing like 5 spells that need like 5 each.
Yeah, I don't have like my higher level spells because we haven't long rested yet, so I'm just gonna do a couple of first level ones.
I believe I can do everything that I want to. That's a 3rd. I can go up to a 5th for the 4th. 5th for the... Yeah, I got everything I need. So 4th level spell on a 97 up.
Rats.
So that doesn't work. 3rd level spell on a 91 plus.
I don't know whether it's worth me starting the 3rd and 4th level I've got planned, or just try and get the first levels out the way done.
Well, you can try all of them.
I need to get the 3rd and the 4th approved before I start them.
Oh, yeah. So that goes up.
Pardon?
That little nugget.
Yeah, that'd be a nugget. A suspension, wave, and fracture are kind of the big ones.
I keep not having spell slots for bees. I've only been able to do that one a couple times.
For what?
Bees!
Bees! It's like infestation. Think of infestation, but like 6th level.
What the fuck?
Sometimes you just gotta be.
There was a joke early on that Audra loves bees, so... Even though I am very, very allergic, I do respect the pollinators.
You would love Vang Dagmar, Henry's wife.
Hey!
She keeps bees.
I met her. I did like her.
Right.
I thought the political marriage thing was weird, but I did like her. The bees thing didn't come up, though, sadly.
Yeah. The 3rd level spell definitely seems like it would be a concentration thing.
I think it
doesn't say.
It should have said.
Okay.
Oh, I actually
maybe I didn't copy it over properly, but yeah, they are both concentration for the exact reasons of they are quite strong.
I actually do have a 3rd level I could try. Could I have 4 more stuffs?
Yeah,
daily?
like I said, just tell me the amount that everybody needs at the end so I can properly track.
Okay, so that would have been 8. Oh, that might... that's close, but not enough. Nope, not enough.
Plus.
I think as well you could like put in that you could use like an action or a bonus action to move.
Which one? The wave?
3rd, yeah.
Okay. I'll just add a...
Interesting, that could be interesting for like movement as well. cover gaps and stuff.
I'll just put it as a italics for now and
Yeah.
word it better later.
That's fine. Apart from that, sounds good. And your 4th level one.
4th level is quite strong, but it is limited by the fact I have to touch a creature, so I am within melee.
Which is not something you generally do.
Exactly. Or I would have to spend sorcery points to give it a range, which would stop me from subtle casting it. This is very much either an out of combat healing or an avert, please stop hitting people.
I think that works thematically as well. Considering like your weave infestation.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's either I'm reversing a break or I am forcing something to break.
Yeah.
Which is a terrifying concept.
And you're well within damage boundaries there, so that sounds good.
Okie doke. If I'm good to get started on those, let's have a look. That's 4, that's 7, 8, 9, 11. I'm going to use most of mine, Bailey, so I need 1
Alright,
from you.
so
And that's using
I
the
have-
rest. Yeah, that's basically using 10 off mine that I've got
Yeah.
left and then 1 over.
So 1, and then you used 8, Sarah?
Correct.
Okay, so I just need, how many D100s do I need to roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I need to roll 6 D100s. I'm just going to roll them all in one go and work top down in the list that I've got on my Google Doc.
You're discordant.
So that's a no, 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 that's a no. Okay, sounds about right. So that's... Yeah, no, I didn't get close to any of them. Okie doke.
How'd everyone else get along?
The only one I rolled high on is the one I needed to roll basically a 95 on, so.
Ripperoni.
Yep, and I rolled a 5. So
Any more successes in Bailey's camp?
I got Tensor's Transformation to turn into a bonus action 7th level spell.
Nice. That's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
We did end up technically taking the long rest in Grove, right? Just so my brain is right.
Yeah, because we transported via planted there.
Yeah, I think so, because I'm on full spell slots, full everything.
that's right.
Then I clicked the funny long rest button.
I opened up Roll20 and you guys, like, the map was still selected as on a limbo. It got me very confused because I thought we'd move to Grove as well. I was just, maybe I ended the session at the traversal, who knows.
That sounds about right.
yeah.
Okay. In, like, the evening, you guys say goodbye to Ferris, a couple of you drag Providence.
Oh yeah, I got kidnapped.
And Ferris was all like, okay, you want me to come with? And you're like, nah. Love you, but nah. I think that Dewey is perhaps not coming this week for some reason.
I mean, Dewey was supposed to come because I was hanging out with Dewey last night when I was still awake, but I think Dewey forgot to set an alarm again.
That's
Yeah.
the most likely scenario. He has a job interview today, but after game time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like 3:30. It's like way after game time.
Yeah. So he should, if he wakes up, he wakes up. If not, well, there's a game that has started without him. So we do a proper recap for last sesh? And all the wonderful, wholesome things that happened?
Oh god, what happened last week?
And I also mind blank, no thoughts.
Head empty.
Oh, things happened with Solas.
Oh, yeah,
So we were down
therapy
there.
session.
We were getting the husk. We fought the Kraken. Solas had some weird stuff going on with that sword. We went to the island to kind of deal with it, and then we were like, "Oh, hey, we're above Onalimbo," and then had an emotional conversation, and then went down to Onalimbo to do things. At least I think that was last session.
Yeah. I also just realized that we did not go and see we did not go see Asuka, which is a detriment.
Now you may never hear her voice again.
Oh no.
Yes, we killed the bird off screen.
Maybe we were the James all along.
Take care that you do not stare too close into the James. But as you stare into the James stares into you.
What?
Many sessions ago. Yeah, a random dude called James ran up and tried to stab mostly everyone's favorite NPC, the Aarakocra pigeon, Asuka.
That just sounds like your average day in Liverpool, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, we saw him later and then just banished him to the Shadow Realm for, like, a moment.
Yeah, and he got very freaked out because he saw her.
Yes.
And then I think he just got killed.
Yeah.
And that was James. Everyone that has, like, a normal name dies. You had, there's, like, a random guard in Naglamund called George. He died. Casey's friend Victor died.
A lot of dead people.
Yeah. So you should probably, like, go to the Scarlet Dragon and protect Emma.
I think, like, I like to think that just every NPC we have butchered along the way has just had, like, very generic normal names as well.
Just a bunch of Jims and Bobs.
And don't forget Jim Bob.
Except for that first one, your first proper kill, Tiamat. Which I think only...
You don't know any TMX? That's a pretty common name, Ren.
I think only Demon and Matt were there for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks, Ollie.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one person with a very common name that just doesn't fucking die in this game.
Oh.
That bastard Henry.
We can only hope.
All my homies hate Henry. But yeah, after you guys arrived at Onalembo, there was a lot of very separate conversations. I believe, Audra, you helped the new war chief plan out where he's going to send his troops a bit easier.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and very successfully shook his hand after that was done.
Yes. You two were very normal together. Chance got a dope piece of jewelry from Emoja. Lots of people went shopping, and Providence got a special hug and some reuniting with some old friends. And then you all, well, some of you got massively pissed, and then transported yourself to Grove. Spent the nights where? I'm assuming the manse?
Probably, yeah.
Somewheres.
Yeah, I guess. That's where Sophia's gonna be, so I guess.
And Sophia will begin to wake you guys up at around an hour before dawn for today's, or this morning's ceremony. Audra's wedding outfit has been finished and was delivered to the manse the evening before. There are also quite a few other pieces of fancy clothing scattered around inside the mansion itself that others may help themselves to if they want to dress up a bit.
No, we just casted mage armor. That is all the fancy clothes I need.
So Chance is wearing just his regular kind of traveling clothes. I'm assuming with a little prestidigitation, cleaning, maybe a little mending for all the little nicks that you'll get.
They're magical. I presume magical clothes don't really get as bare
Cardio.
bone thread.
Yeah, that's true. And you just have that, and then a little shimmery, barely perceptible kind of shield on top. And what would Audra be looking like?
She would be druid crafting flowers to go in her hair. I think there would be a variety of flowers to kind of make a cute little flower crown kind of braided on. And her outfit, and it kind of goes into almost a kind of a flower veil.
Is it, I think, I picture that the lace element of the veil would be almost made reminiscently of, I forget the name of those flowers.
Rainflowers, yes.
Yeah.
It's rainflowers and baby's breath also to make it kind of look almost like lace.
Beautiful. And the outfit itself? What would you have, forgive me if it was described before.
Yeah, it would be very simple, probably just white lace and a floral pattern. But very much in the style that she's used to wearing, that kind of almost robe-like dress.
Would anyone else scrub up a little bit? Would anyone else just go back to bed?
I honestly think Solas would. Mainly because the only reason he has for going there, as far as he's concerned, is because there would be some element of compulsion for or some element of expectation for him being there. But he doesn't really give a shit about that anymore, so unless someone physically dragged him out of bed to attend, he probably would just stay in bed.
I feel like Arazid would try.
Well,
Would Audra do so too? I feel like she might.
She might send little birds, little creatures to just keep him awake. If I have to be episode as everybody else.
Oh, I forgot to switch, but Arazid rolled a 20 to pull you out of bed.
Wonderful. God damn it. That's not going to be an advantage. So.
Friends. We have to go and be nice and polite and celebrate love.
Counter argument. consider the fact that I'll be honest, I really don't want to be there. I will just be awkward as all hell, I feel like. Because it's like the situation of, like, you just kind of go into a place that you had no real reason to go into other than people wanting you to go. And so it feels like you're just being dragged in there, and it's just... It's like, sure, they're cool, they're nice people, I would consider them friends in a number of circumstances. However, like, I just feel really awkward, you know, and so I'd rather spend time being productive than ruining the mood of an admittedly good environment.
You know, I'm actually not the best at spelling and all that at the moment. I'm still trying to learn, but I think they spelt your name wrong.
How?
You are Solas.
And that is spelt...
Arazid pauses for a second. I think it's longer. Maybe with extra L?
Yeah, that's fine, could be worse.
Look, you don't have to like it. But I think it would mean a lot to them if you were to be here. And after, like, stealing the sword, and all of this stuff that's happened over the last few days, I think it would mean a lot for everyone to try, like, get back into a sense of normalcy. And sometimes love and family celebrations are a part of being normal. And I don't know about you, but I really want to be normal.
Well,
I'm imagining
I'll be
the whole
honest.
time there's like a couple of like songbirds that are just like flying around.
Yeah, a couple of the birds that helped Audra get dressed this morning, because this is her Disney Princess Day, are just like flying around towards the ceiling of like, and kind of like chirping at these guys occasionally, and then in kind of honestly like an open up the window sort of way.
Solas will make it apparent that he has acknowledged them and will do nothing.
The tweets just get higher and higher pitched.
Fortunately, he's good at ignoring people. But he's just going to kind of go on and say, I can't really argue with anything you're saying, but I don't know what, fuck it, I'll sit in the back and just be awkward. As he would just kind of walk out the room in what he's been practically wearing the past few days.
Few weeks.
Yeah.
That's okay, you can be adults.
He's just going to ignore that.
What about Providence, Inqua?
Go on, Inqua.
What? I don't know. It's a good question. It's like ponder the meaning of life. I don't know.
It's fair. You can not know. Just totter along in your like
Yeah.
fancy 1,000-year-old clothes.
Yeah.
And Providence?
You caught me at the moment I was taking a drink. Does she get woke? Like, does someone actually like walk into her room and try and wake her up? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I guess I'm redirecting the question to the group as well.
Honestly, I assume Sophia would be the person who does that, because like Audra's not naturally getting up on her own at 3 or 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yes,
Fair.
Sophia would.
Okay. I mean, Sophia walks in. Providence is passed out on the bed on her front, covered in a pair of demonic wings. And she is happily asleep right now. And does not really wake up to any sort of poking or prodding.
She what?
You heard. That. I wasn't meant to GM roll it, but there you go.
Okay. Ah. Nice. Yeah, you'll feel like some poking, some prodding. Eventually, there's just like some water that gets dumped on your head, which I think would finally wake you up.
Looks up. Yeah.
Sorry to resort to matters. Are you okay? You're
Fine.
very out of it, and she glances
Oh.
at the elephants in the room.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
It's time.
Oh, right. Into that. Send along my best, would you?
You want attending?
I don't think they'd want a stranger there. I've known them for all of 4 days. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't think Chance wants a reminder of his past there.
I would assume, but do correct me if I'm wrong, that Chance and Audra wouldn't mind.
There's a specific list of people, and Providence is on that list.
Yeah. If asked, Chance would also be like, I don't care if she's there, but the rest of the cult can stay as far away as possible.
Which is
They be
something-
digging holes.
Yeah, something Sophia would have confirmed with them both during the initial planning, so she would return. I'm afraid they did specifically invite you. I think that they may actually like you.
Oh, there's no response for that. How long do I have?
I got half an hour.
Okay.
With that, Sophia will eye you suspiciously, thinking you're going to fall back asleep, but leave the room. And when she returns in half an hour?
She's not there.
Providence.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, most people will meet up in the foyer of the manse. Audra's looking resplendent. Chance is looking iridescent. Solas is looking resentful.
Solas.
So you mean his normal expression?
Inqua is looking quite blank. Providence, is there?
Somehow a blend between Solas and Inqua's expression. And he's probably staying near Solas.
And with that, as dawn is beginning to poke its way through the trees, you all head over to the Druid Grove. You're led through the building to a secret meditation area where many people are currently waiting. Just the map a little.
You know what, just for good measure, I'm just going to pop the wings away, because the last thing I think they want to see is someone with red horns and demonic wings walk into a wedding.
I honestly thought the wings were cool, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're fun nice.
She probably gets rid before she comes downstairs.
Audra will advance up the hallway. So this is a very strange and ancient looking... You assume it's an altar. There are lots of magical symbols all around. Some very strange bendy pillars that rise and fall out of the earth. That from the outside you can see have massive symbols upon them. And many of the people that you would know from Grove are there, as well as some people from Duras and that I have forgotten to add back on.
The real hero of the story, Trimtrist.
Secret level 20 druid. I assume everyone but the couple would approach first, and then as would be fitting of the celebration, Audra and Chance would approach together.
Correct. Just take Chance in the sand and...
As you approach the altar, you see Old Bort standing behind it, looking like a proud, sleepy grandpa. You see one face that you don't recognize. Chance. A man stands quite far back. And the hair is familiar. You've seen it in old photographs. He gives you a small, smiling nod.
Chance will return the nod with kind of one of those, the expression of, we need to talk, but not right now.
Yeah. And when you two finally approach the altar, you find that there are several items that are dear to Audra particularly, spread across it. And in the very back, you see your new favorite friend, Azure, just kind of blending in with the surroundings.
Even though it's very not appropriate for a formal event like this, Audra is literally waving to everybody.
Sounds very Audra-like. Welcome. Have you, decided who you would like to officiate?
Kind of leans over the altar to whisper, "Are you not doing that? I thought you were doing that."
I just wanted to double check with you.
No, yeah, it's cool.
Excellent. Now let us begin. I assume and hope that you have written your own vows.
Mm-hmm.
Chance has that very awkward smile of, I am supposed to do that? I was never told this.
Chance, are you okay? Did you lose your slip of paper?
I didn't write one. I don't know, that slipped the mind between the fighting over the Kraken and stuff like that. But yeah,
It's
I'm sure
okay.
we
It
can
doesn't have
ad-lib
to.
it.
It doesn't have to be too elaborate. You can just, you can. What's the phrase? Speak off the cuff. It's just whatever you think you can promise for the rest of our lives. That sort of thing.
All right.
I can go first if you want.
What is tradition?
Looks at Olbert.
He senses what's going on and goes, Audra, our beloved Asturias, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Yes.
You may now recite your vows.
Pulls out a little scroll. So much smeared ink. Chance, I promise that I will love you until the stars burn out and all the worlds end and the planets collide. Ooh, there are a lot of people looking at me. And the suns wither until the moon's light dies and the rivers and seas run out. Until I grow so old that my memories fade away and I can no longer say your name and my heart beats for the last time, then maybe then I would stop.
Chance, Candor, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yes, I do.
You may now recite your vow. And you can see he's trying to cross his hoofs.
Chance won't pull anything out. He'll just kind of stand there. Audra, I promise for the rest. Actually, until long after. Until the end of time itself. I will always love you, no matter what. Even when we grow old, even after we pass and return to the earth. That will not stop me. You are the most beautiful moon in my life. Something that I never thought I would ever have. Even once that our names are forgotten to the annals of time. Even then, and even beyond that, I will always love you.
Silent tears. And even though I know it's not part of the ceremony yet and it's not time, I just dive, tackle Chance, and kiss him.
Chance has 0 resisting.
Albort will smile. You may kiss your spouse. Now, please present your hands for the fasting.
Takes her time extricating, and then left hand out.
Chance will extend a hand.
Your hands are brought to touch one another, palm to palm. And Albort takes out a satin green ribbon and surprisingly delicately, with his, again, hoof hands, wraps each of your hands up together. Not in a tight manner, it's more of a ceremonial. Your souls and your lives are now bound. Now pronounce you married. You may now kiss.
Audra kind of gives over a look that's half of a crazy bright smile, but half kind of don't tell me what to do. Which is reminiscent of her teenage years, and then kisses Chance again.
Yeah, Chance will seize the opportunity as well and move in to make the first move. In that moment's hesitation, as he'll wrap an arm around Audra and pull her close as well.
I assume that as part of this process, a certain ring would be pulled out and a certain spell would be cast from it.
Yeah, I mean, Audra's been wearing it this whole time, and she kind of casts it between kisses.
As your hands are bound together, I'm gonna say that the hand that's bound is the one that holds the ring.
Yep.
And you just like will it to come, and the ribbon that ties the pair of you, body and soul together, shines golden. And you are blessed with the wedding ceremony.
Now really nothing can hit Chance ever.
Hey, I sacrificed a single AC. And I was very, very bitter about sacrificing an AC to attune to the sword.
And with that, people begin to clap. There seems to be like some small petals that are falling down onto you from seemingly nowhere. Audra, you would look over and you'd see that Sophia has just cast a spell to summon this effect, and she smiles, happy tears in her eyes. Congratulations. I believe that there has been some kind of refreshments prepared.
Yeah, everybody, let's party! Cause for celebration!
There's like a lot of like woo noises coming from some of the people. Quinn is gonna like rush up and like give you guys like a joint hug.
Oh, hi!
That was beautiful.
Why is everybody crying, Chance?
I don't know.
You two look like really sweet together. Weddings are happy.
Yeah, tears are commonly the emotional expression I associate with happiness.
With that, ceremony ends. There are like some buffet tables that appear in this lower part of this map where you entered, with all sorts of breakfast dishes upon it. And you are free to roam, or sleep if you desire. The breakfast offerings mostly include like big bowls of like artfully arranged like fruits and berries. There also seems to be like a flapjack like cake thing with like an icing drizzled over the top.
If I cut into it, does maple syrup ooze out the side?
Yes.
I think I'm doing that classic wedding thing without realizing it. I'm like, oh, Chance, try this. Oh, Chance, try this. And just like shoving food at him. Because there's so much food you probably has never had before that's here.
Mm. Once that Chance has eaten a okay amount, he's eventually going to. I need to go speak to someone. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Just looks at their joined hands and then like slowly lets go.
The ribbon does fall away.
I keep it.
And eventually, Chance circles around to who he can only presume is Kage.
A most lovely ceremony.
Thank you. I'm glad you decided to come.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, only family I have left.
Yeah.
Well, blood-related family. They are my found family.
Yeah, I have had many of those. It is a hard life when you do not die when they do. I am glad that you are both mortal.
Then I presume you are not?
It is complicated.
Does it have to do with the seed?
Yeah.
I was told about it. We ventured into the Kamatawa Abyss to retrieve another thing that we needed. It was there that we ran into some ghosts from the past.
There are very many of those. Who
That
in
there are.
particular was it this time?
Well, it was Aminoth and Melchized. It seems that their souls must have been entwined and trapped with the husk that fell from the sky on the Day of Reckoning.
I could think of no better punishment for them, but to not be able to kill each other anymore.
Well, according to them, after a few hundred years of trying, they eventually got their differences aside. Unfortunate that it took that long.
They had an eternity. I suppose that was bound to happen eventually.
Although during this conversation it was brought something up. And Chance is going to reach within his pouch and retrieve the Eye of the Earth. And just kind of hold it. When we collected all of the elements of the past, once that they all came in contact with each other, they released a massive pulse of energy. And Aminoth said something that resonated within me. We all gained what we thought were magical abilities that they just granted us, but they'd mentioned something. Perhaps this was not some magical abilities that they granted, but something within each of us that it simply unlocked. I found moving extremely easy, almost as if I'm moving twice as fast. Is this magic, or is it simply because I can see things and weave between them faster? Before I unlocked the secrets of magic, I felt as if I could see anything. I knew exactly where things were, seemingly before they happened. That is when the seed was brought up to me.
I always wondered if you had the potential.
It seems it did pass down. And I was told that you would be the best person to speak to about it.
I was, or at least for many, many years, the only one who had unlocked the potential of the seed. I cannot see all of what will happen in the future, like my dear mother. But I too have the... It is a seed of the weave. A precognition.
And how could I nurture it to be able to at least have some use of it? I believe it'll be useful for the coming trials that we must face. We plan to assault Castle Rendion, and we still have Azar Cool to deal with. Not to make this joyous stay a downturn, but this is the first opportunity we've had to talk, and I believe it would be for the best if I'm able to nurture this ability.
Meditation, primarily. You must reach the depths of the seed inside of you. And you must reach out to the weave and implore it for help. Your blood will boil. It will be most uncomfortable. But you will unlock power.
I see. Is there any specific techniques or locations? Or is it more of a journey of self-discovery and connection?
Why don't you come and find me after the wedding? I will take you into the forest and show you.
And Chance will nod as he puts away the Eye of the Earth.
Enjoy
Very well
this.
then, Uncle.
No. I believe I spotted quite a delicious cake going around.
Please, enjoy. I should probably get back to Audra as well.
He, isn't quite sure how to, congratulate you or, end the conversation. He, like a handshake or a hug or, he just kind of, clasps one of his hands on, your shoulder, just, squeezes, and then begins to walk off.
And Chance will kind of smile and nod. And stand there for a moment and then make his way down, around, and take a seat next to Audra.
Hey, was that Shadow you were talking to?
Yes. That's my uncle. Or great uncle, technically.
How did he even know to come? I mean, I would have invited him, obviously, but...
Yeah, you know that last time when I had asked you to use dreams so I could speak to
Oh, you invited him? That's so nice.
And then asked you to shadow. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he would actually come or not, but I'm glad he did.
If you were to glance over to your uncle-in-law now, Audra, you would see him being kind of mesmerized by Sabra Balsa, who is talking at him very animatedly.
Audra just gives him a look like, good luck, dude.
Once the festivities are over, we do have, or I'm going to go with him and do something.
Okay, yeah, I guess, under the circumstances, the Hunterman probably would have had to wait anyways. That's fine. That's cool.
Shouldn't be
Insight.
too long.
I guess I can roll deception?
I mean, chance is, you know.
Natural 20!
She is quite.
I'm totally cool with this. I'm a cool wife.
Oh, honey.
I have no problems with you leaving me immediately.
Chance is just gonna look and be like, it's gonna be like, I don't know, I'll try and keep it to an hour and be back.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Would anyone else care to do anything during the ceremony? I mean, well, the post-ceremony stuff, the reception, I guess you could say.
I think during the whole thing, Solas would kind of seem a bit out of it almost. As he would have started just kind of leant up against the wall here, but well, whatever you call it. But he would eventually have kind of slumped down to sit on the grass and started drawing something on a pad he pulled out of his pocket.
What about Providence?
She's not there. She basically walked up to the table, picked up an apple, and walked off.
Fair.
Providence, that's not a complete meal.
Bold of you to assume you could see her.
You two, like, you kind of...
I see the apple get picked up.
You approach the table as Sabra Balsa is, like, in the middle of talking, like, quite animatedly about something strange that her father did once in his old life. But for the reference, this is Sabra.
Huh. Neat. New.
Several people have started like playing some like card games. Nyx, Madame Lulu, and Perdak in particular are attempting to like they're all attempting to beat one another at some form of poker. And Oldbort, again quite dexterously, is acting as the dealer.
Olbert is the coolest druid ever, and I say that as a druid.
You even dated a fellow druid.
Olbert's still the coolest. Audra knows she has a type A personality.
Inqua,
Yes.
are you enjoying yourself at the festivities?
Yes. I will. Right.
There are plenty of pieces of food to eat and many interesting snippets of conversation.
I think we'll just listen in.
Sophia is currently like recounting a nice tale about how Audra once helped her overcome a fear of bees when she was a young druid. And she smiles as she like spreads some honey over a piece of like flat bread.
And I think probably at that moment, Audra is using her ring to talk to a bee that's flying by and just shooting the breeze.
This is nice.
I know, right? So many flowers. Here, have some of this one. It's a lily. That's easy for you to get at.
Buzz. Thanks, yous.
Just don't sting anybody, okay? Nobody here is gonna spot you. I promise.
That's okay. I would die if I stungs.
I know. That's why I always tell people.
May I have others?
Oh, you have as many as you want. Can you carry this one?
Let me try. The bee, like, floats around to, like, where the stem of the flower is, wraps its, like, little fuzzy legs all around it. And the wings are, like, really going for it. They're really trying.
I cast an enhance ability, Ox's strength.
Whoa. I am so strong. The Hateful loves this.
No, Audra starts to get happy tears in her eyes.
Things you do with.
Yeah, tell the hi for me.
I will. Bye. And the bee begins to fly off. There's like a little happy edge to the buzz now. Buzz, 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 buzz.
I love the idea that Audra is like speaking as if she were a bee, so it's just like buzz, 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 buzz.
Trim seems to be like quite amused by a lot of this exchange in particular. He's watching the pair of you with like an amused look and one of understanding.
Oh god, he is a level 20 druid.
Does he speak bee?
Do you ask him in bee?
I asked him in bee.
Of course. Can't everyone?
No.
Well. And he just
That is so cool. We need to get you hooked up with the livestock.
The bees were very helpful to me in establishing my farm. I was essentially the sole proprietor of foodstuffs for Blue Rock when Sklard was Sklard. They just talked to me, and I just politely asked them to help me pollinate.
Chance, he speaks bee. You don't speak bee, do you, Chance?
No?
Okay, I thought not. You don't speak any other animal. You can't speak to animals, right?
None of them, no.
Can you speak to plants?
About that. So. I can't, but about while we're on the topic of plants. So last night, I was doing some work on my sword and kind of unlocked, I guess, some hidden potential within it. And I should not touch plants anymore.
Why?
Is there like a petal on the table?
Yeah, there's like...
there's like half of Otter's headrest is on the table, yeah.
Chance is gonna like take a single petal and hold it between his fingers. And the petal is going to take 1d6 necrotic damage.
It immediately like blackens, shrivels up, withers, dies.
Aww.
If you have like an innate ability to talk to plants, you just hear it screaming.
I do not have that ability, thank fucking God.
Trim, however, jumps. Like, in pain and surprise.
You okay, buddy?
So I take it, speaking to plants isn't something everyone can do either, then?
No, I have to cast spells to do that.
Just screamed.
Oh yeah, the plants can feel pain, although that one should have already been dead. It's a plucked flower.
Chance looks down to this petal. Sorry. And then he's just gonna, like, set it, like, kind of just, like, toss it behind him, like, so it goes into the grass. So it can be, you know, whatever.
I guess while we're like...
That's raising a good question. As Chance walked through the grass, was it just dying in patches?
Oh my god.
I mean, he's wearing shoes.
Are you wearing gloves? I'm assuming probably not.
No.
The wedding part, yeah.
No, and Chance doesn't wear gloves. Like, he distinctly... Like, I mean, it's basically what in the art you see. So he just doesn't have gloves. But he would have boots, the winged boots.
Yeah.
Because worst case, if he saw that the first time, he's now flying like an inch off the ground. Anywhere that he goes with grass.
I think generally touch isn't distinguished as being like skin on target contact. So there is like one like burnt patch, or like not burnt, like brown, by the altar that you would have noticed before hovering like a half an inch off the ground.
Yeah, just enough to not destroy this place.
Yeah, Audra's gonna use Druidcraft to try to revive that petal for baby.
You try druid CPR.
Yeah.
The petal kind of like inflates. That's weird. I can't hear that one anymore. You hear Trim say.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah, it's for sure dead. Okay. While we're like revealing secrets and stuff, Audra will extend her right arm further out, and you'll watch one of the decorative candles on the other table go out. And probably realize that all of the decorative candles on this table are out.
Oh, also, if anybody's holy water disappeared, I'm sorry.
Holy what chance!
Keep it 10 feet away from me.
Why are you destroying holy water for?
I don't know why the sword destroys holy water now.
I'm gonna look at the sword and think psychically to the sword. What the fuck, man? Do I get anything back?
No.
Well, at least it's not sentient, so it doesn't know it's doing it. I'm not sure that's better, but... Okay, so moral of the story, you can't go within 10 feet of my holy water. It takes a lot of silver to make holy water, so just be careful about that. Like, you can relight a candle like that, but you can't remake holy water like that.
Yeah.
And just,
you know,
just
if you... please, you know, have it denoted as, here is holy water.
You want, like, a sign?
If you, like, wherever you're gonna store it, just, like, have a sign, because I need to stay 10 feet away from it.
Yeah. Why is the sword doing this now? It was so well behaved. Or, like, she's honestly, like, kind of low-key talking directly to the sword. It was so well behaved before.
Well, in a benefit, I feel like I can, you know, see things better, and I mean, I can cast magic. It can now cast a fireball once a day, as well as, you know, I can. It seems to want to hit things.
I mean, it's a sword?
more than normal, like help, like aiding to magically hit things more. It's hard to explain.
Ha. But just keep an eye on it. If it starts talking to you, or if you go blind when it's more than 10 feet away from you, or you feel like, compelled to stab people and bathe it in blood, that's like, they're all like reasons for concern, right?
I don't think Cool Sword infested mine. It tried to attack me specifically when I destroyed it.
You didn't tell me this before. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I just got like a very mild headache.
Hands on both of your temples, like checking your head. Visual inspection.
Seems fine.
I guess you look okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel fine.
Why is Solas standing off to the side there and not talking to anybody?
You really need to ask. It is Solas.
Solas, do none of these food options meet your dietary restrictions?
He's kind of sat down, seemingly just out of it for the time.
Tap, 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 tap on the shoulder.
See him close a book. He was seemingly writing or drawing something in.
Lean, can I get a glimpse?
It seems to be a sort of rough sketch of this place. Let me find like the structure that surrounds the central platform, and it seems to be like several iterations of it in different states almost. One being the current, another seemingly with the moss kind of covering it, seemingly just all of it has sloughed off and almost like it's just withered. And then another is like it's being burnt and just singed all over. And it closes the book, looks to you and says, "What?"
So just to confirm that those are just creative imagination, you're actually gonna burn this place down, right? Because there are a lot of people who would probably kick your ass.
He stands up and is like, "I was just thinking of what could be."
That seems a little. That seems like a. It seems like a lot. But the proportions were really good though, and I really liked the shading on the flames.
So, I've just been thinking recently, as in past few hours, what the fuck is going to happen after we fix the world, quote unquote, fix the world? Because you think about it.
I don't know, and I'm really concerned. So I mean, there's big crap. I don't know, and I'm honestly really concerned because it's not super clear. And Inqua's like, we gotta do it right now, and it's yeah, I'm concerned.
Morning, dude.
Because
I'm so sorry for the delay.
Weird.
You missed the whole ceremony.
Ironically, Arazid helped to wake Solas up, who was reluctant to get out of bed. To the wedding.
Yeah.
But right now, Solas is on the verge of actually talking about his emotions.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was yay, bring happiness, peace, but it's actually really unclear what's actually gonna happen.
Because from what we know, we're bringing a sun into the sky, And the result of that is obviously unclear. Because consider the fact that if a second sun rises in the sky, and that causes the rest of the land to flourish, then what about the land that is already flourishing?
Oh, like this land? This
Yes.
is kind of artificial flourishing. So this is a result of Solas and Artemis keeping druids around and like really cultivating a grove for like hundreds of years, I think. The seasons and stuff here, it's all magic. It's all kind of artificial nature, sort of. Like this doesn't, like, if we weren't here and we didn't cultivate this, it wouldn't be happening.
Then what would happen if magic functioned differently? And he kind of says this as he begins to trail off in his own thoughts and he kind of begins wandering off in a direction. Doesn't seem to be apparent anyway.
So I'll just follow you, okay. Well, I mean, if you want to talk magical theory, we can get a book and talk magical theory, but it seems like something else is also going on here with your attention is kind of...
Well, I didn't want to get too involved in this. I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for Arazid, I would still be in bed right now. But I can assure you that this is your day, and I don't want to get too involved in it, you know? I feel like it'd be a bit... I just feel like it'd be a bit awkward.
Wait, so you feel like it would be awkward to talk about this today because it's today?
Well, no, I'm doing this because I want to do something productive while I'm keeping out of business that isn't really mine.
I specifically didn't Sophia show you the invitation list. I specifically invited you. You were specifically invited.
That is true, but I don't know. There's a lot about this sort of stuff I don't entirely understand, and so I wouldn't exactly be incredibly comfortable being truly wholly involved in it.
Yeah, it's part of the reason I kind of hesitated to give you like a job, because when I talked to Chance about like the wedding traditions here, he seemed to have no clue, so it's probably like different other places.
Well, I wouldn't know, really.
They also didn't have weddings where you're from?
I never saw one, so...
This is actually my first too, but I've read books.
Interesting.
Seriously, come and get food. We brought enough food for like everybody to have 2 meals, so if you don't have a meal, then that's like 2 meals that is not going to get eaten.
But it's also more for people that want it.
Solas. Does the little, like, stomping the foot toddler thing? Just be normal and come have a meal with us, okay? It's just a normal day. We just got married. It's fine. You know, Chance is gonna go off and hang out with his uncle for a little bit, so... I would honestly appreciate the company.
Alright. There's that word again, but sure. As he just begins to semi-begrudgingly walk over to the table.
Do you guys want to catch Dewey up on what's been hip-hop happening?
Got up, got ready, got a couple of people who were reluctant to come. Ceremony was beautiful. It was like a dawn ceremony. I think I legit forgot to tell Chance that we were writing our own vows, but he did honestly even better than me. And now reception party time.
Arazid is just weeping, but we all knew that.
Arazid, why are you still crying?
It was beautiful.
Do you want a handkerchief? I don't have a handkerchief from this dress.
No, just please let it happen. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make your day about me. I'm sorry. I know it's like I don't know the word.
I assume if you want to dry your eyes, you've got a scarf to do that with now.
This is true. I also need to put that in my inventory.
So, Solas eventually comes to rejoin, or to join the others at the table.
Yep.
There are many conversations that are going on around you guys. As you pass by the end of the table, Trim and Kage, Inqua's great uncle, are having an interesting conversation about fate and the nature of the circle of life. And then as you pass by, Marie, Audra's mother, is having a very animated, in-depth, similarly type A conversation about what the best material to make a flower veil is. With just anyone who's willing to listen to her.
You gotta have a vine element, Marie.
Of course, but have you ever tried to sew with a vine?
I don't need to sew. I can druid craft it.
Okay, well, not all of us are quite so lucky as you.
You could learn. You could apply yourself.
I don't have time, dear. I have a shop to run. Everyone
It's
else
just
is
a cantrip.
ancient. Very well. Maybe one day I will ask Mort.
It's just 300 hours of meditation.
What?
Listen, if you make half an hour every day, though, you can get it done in 6 months.
I don't think that math.
Yeah. I was.
Well, there's 365 days in a year, right? So half an hour a day. Wait. 2 hours a day. It's only an hour a day for a year. And you get 65 days off.
You see, now I'm beginning to understand why you spent so much time meditating at the circle. It is a rather lovely place, though. I can't blame you for sticking around here.
Yeah. Do I get the vibe that my mom knows I have left in the last 2 days?
Yeah, she doesn't seem to know.
Yeah, I've just been here.
You guys aren't.
Married life. So are we gonna have music and dancing? Sophia, is there gonna be music and dancing?
Of course. Turns out that Perdak over there is quite the accomplished flute player.
Oh, nice, a flautist.
Right, yes. And Lulu has asked some of her
Employees?
Yes. To come along with their lutes and lyres and whatnot.
Okay, show of hands. Who at this table can dance? looking at my party members.
Arazid confidently raises his hand, thinks about it, lowers it, thinks about it again, starts to raise it again, and then he goes,
No, if you raise your hand the first time, I'm sure you can dance.
Okay. I mean, like, I can't do, there's a gnomish dance that I know. He just gets up and does like a little like square dance circle, like a little square dance square, and then like sits back down.
I mean that's dancing.
Adorable. Quinn and Kage have raised their hands.
Oh, Quinn, I know you can dance. Kage, I'm surprised at you. What kind of dances do you know?
Some very old ones.
More information, more words.
Sorry, I was chewing on a cookie. When I was a child, my sister and I were often sent to a dance school. We had to learn how to do many dances. It was apparently part of the responsibilities of being part of the elite. I didn't realize that the apocalypse would come before we were actually able to attend any of these fabled ballroom dances and whatnot, so I am a little out of practice. But I would be willing to demonstrate one.
We can wait for music, but yeah, that would be great. Chance, have you ever danced before?
No, home environment growing up
Yeah.
akin to dancing.
So there's one more thing I forgot to tell you about, okay? It's the first dance, so you might want to learn one from Kage just like real quick.
Oh.
Just really quick.
I could teach you the dance that I know. It's pretty easy.
It's just the thought that counts.
Wait a second. I completely forgot what the school of magic I practice is called.
Oh yeah.
I think I'll be fine. The book I read about that kind of helped me discover and unlock the magic that I could do. It's a discipline called blade dancing. So.
Oh, so we can just do it like without the blade.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have any fun.
I mean, I'd like not to be stabbed by my husband during our first dance. I feel like that's like normal. That's normal, right?
Yeah. Besides, I would never stab you.
I mean, not on purpose, obviously, but sometimes I trip. And if the sword is out and we're dancing, I'm just not as fast as you at not getting stabbed. Okay, so. Oh, music!
Perdak is playing on his little flute along with a couple of musicians that have recently arrived.
Audra immediately pulls Chance out of his seat. Okay, yeah, we have to lead the dancing. Come on.
Alrighty then. And Chance will get up.
And I'll move us to some stones so you don't have to hover the whole time.
Oh, 1 second. My roll 20 screwed up and froze, so the map wasn't updating for me.
Okay.
Just refresh and zoom out a bit. There we go.
And I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself, whatever the charisma one is.
Chance will kind of do a bit of a bow and begin the blade song.
What dances can Audra do?
She's gonna let Chance lead. She's like said she's casting Enhance Ability on herself for charisma so that her performance is better. She's just gonna follow Chance's lead.
I think
She can do a lot of like, circle type dancing. A lot of that sort of thing.
I would presume, like, the blade song is probably more similar to, like, a ballroom dance. Like, it's a big way, like, you're moving to, like, dance around attacks and everything. So you're gonna.
I imagine it's like a foxtrot, maybe, because a foxtrot's pretty fast paced.
Hmm. So probably like just like very quick movements and such of a dance of a nondescript nature.
I like this kind of idea.
Yeah, except without a sword.
Yeah.
And also, there's 2 people.
It feels a bit weird to be like doing it without something like attached to your like weighting down your hand. So you do feel an instinct to like take Audra's instead.
Exactly.
And the two of you do end up doing a type of waltz.
Do we need a performance to see how well we do this?
I was debating that. I didn't want to be mean and embarrass you guys, but I think it would be appropriate.
Do it
Look,
for the bit.
I have proficiency in performance.
Nice! And I did Enhance Ability on myself, so I'm doing it at advantage.
Nice.
And you can take guidance.
Nah.
Oh, and I have wheel today, so take a d6.
Needless to say, you do a very passable job at figuring out how to dance with one another for the first time. As is understandable, considering it is his class. Chance seems to be like holding the dance together a bit more than Audra is. And thus the first dance ends. And a couple of other people will raise and begin to dance as well.
I'm gonna approach Sophia and ask if she wants to dance with me.
Sophia will like blush. I would love that.
Great. And I grab her hand and I take her out on the floor. I just know that this day is hard for her for reasons, and I want to make sure she's doing okay.
Yeah.
And then I start doing the dosey. Do.
And she tries to follow your suits. She's not got a great charisma. And she ends up tripping over her.
Poor darling.
I'm like, hey, that's okay. I'm trying to lead, and I'm really short. Do you want to lead?
I would thought you probably would be helping her, and she gets slightly better.
Great. I'm. We're just gonna dance. So me to roll to see if I trip her or something.
I've always heard that it matters not the ability, what matters is the intent.
This is true. We're having fun, and that's what's important.
Oldbot will stand up and, on his own, start doing the dance of his people. The caramel dancing.
So true.
And Kage will raise himself, walk to the center of like the stone area, nod and say, "I did promise," and he will begin doing the Charleston.
Charleston!
The Charleston is really hard. Like, I had to do the Charleston for my Weimar Republic class because it's like that time period. I can't do that. That's really hard. He's very talented.
Still, of all dances, that is the one I least expected.
Audra like starts clapping slowly at first, and it's kind of confused, but then it gains more enthusiasm. As it's like, oh, that's hard.
How well does he do at it?
Wow.
Nice!
He's fucking like mopping up the floor.
This dude kills at weddings.
Trim is gonna stand up and he's gonna do the I forget what it's called, like the fireman, the one where you like imitate like spraying water around.
The sprinkler?
The sprinkler.
Yeah. And so I would like to presume that Trim is just a garden hose, or like the doing the sprinkler. It's like, yes, I'm going to now water the plants.
Kinda, yeah, like
I assume we call it the watering can in this era, but yes.
that's probably more appropriate. But you do in fact notice that as he is doing so, there are little bits of actual water that are like spraying out of his fingers and like landing on the grass.
Buddy, you're low-key a druid.
He doesn't.
I'm gonna lead Sophia a little bit away because I'm assuming she put some time and effort into like her outfit, and I don't want it to get wet.
She will thank you for that. Just like set the stage more. These like big blue things are like orbs of glass that are suspended in the trees above you guys.
Okay.
So like you can walk underneath them and stuff quite easily. They're just there to add more like beautification to the surroundings, you think?
Also, I don't know if everyone. Appalachia is my life. So and I base Arazid on Appalachia. So for people who don't know, because a lot of you are British, the do-si-do is basically you grab someone, you link arms with someone, and you just skip in a circle. That's the do-si-do.
Hold your partner, don't let him go.
Had to do the
It's very complicated for I think a human and a gnome to do the do-si-do, but we're trying.
I mean, you basically got a link under her knee.
Yeah, like Sophia begins to realize this, and she is going to wild shape into a badger.
Oh, the perfect size! I'm doing the do-si-do with the badger. This is the best day of Arazid's life, hands down.
Arms are a little short to like link effectively with, but it like the height difference makes all the difference. Madame Lulu is going to stand up and like quite determinedly approach Kage and invite him to a dance, and the two of them do end up doing the waltz. Anyone else feel up for one?
I'll take that as a no.
Grandpa, get out of here!
No.
I think I will encourage Chance to take a turn with Marie, and I will try to like get the rest of our friends dancing. would you be okay with that? She just looks so sad, and I know she can dance really well.
Yeah, I mean, Chance will go along with anything Audra asks.
That's a dangerous sentence. Alright, I'm gonna go try to cajole Solas, come on, get up! Dancing!
Solas has disappeared.
Solas, goddammit! Turn my back for 2 seconds.
Hair.
He's gone
Okay.
wherever Providence has.
I will victimize Inqua then.
Where did Providence go?
No.
Victimize the old man.
Come on, you have to dance with me. This is my wedding day. I'm the bride, you have to do whatever I say. Sophia said.
That's a stupid practice. so I could ask anything if I was getting married. Okay, then give me.
If you were the bride, you're not getting married.
Give me all the gold in the world.
You're not getting married.
Still stand.
Get married and I'll think about it.
Prove that you can. But if you do, then you're feeling the bride.
Well, I only have to actually fulfill the request if I decide to attend.
But if you do attend, but what if I ask you at the wedding? So that you must have attended.
I mean, knowing that you're going to ask something like that of me, I probably won't attend your wedding because you're being kind of mean.
Well, how would you know if I would ask? What if I was a wonderful person?
I don't think hypotheticals are useful in this situation, and I start to physically tug you up.
I guess accepting my defeat is my best option here.
Either that or you can look really lame on the dance floor and embarrass yourself.
It seems like the better option.
Arazid's gonna look over and kind of mumble to himself while doing the nose, it's the grandpa-daughter dance.
Oh boy.
You don't know anything about weddings, so I can out-wedding you.
All I'm saying is your reasoning is confusing and silly.
I assume around this time, Chance would also ask Marie for a dance.
Yes, at Audra's request, Chance would approach and extend a hand.
And she will accept. And you do like the same kind of dance with her? It's pretty much all you know, I suppose.
More or less, but he tries to tone it down a bit.
Yeah, a little less coupley.
Yeah, also a little less, I understand that you probably can't keep up with the pace that I am going. Because that pace is the pace of me fighting.
Like, not quite as good as Audra by any means, but she doesn't fail. She's surprisingly decent.
And Chance will match the level.
And what does Audra force Inqua into doing?
It's gonna be one of those dances where you hold hands and like jump around in a circle. And eventually it stops being jumping around and you're just like hurtling around.
I'm not even gonna ask for a performance check for those.
It's just violent.
Basically just getting Inqua's cardio in.
I mean,
And the ground around us is just like circles and circles of like flowers wherever, because Audra's barefoot right now, flowers wherever Audra's walking. So it just kind of looks like, you know when somebody like does like wheelies in a parking lot and leaves skid marks? It's like that, but with flowers on the grass.
nice. I suppose exercise is very important, especially for the elderly. And when you're done, and I assume Inqua immediately runs back to the table,
Yes.
Kage will approach you, Audra.
Hi!
Hello. I suppose I should call you my niece-in-law?
I mean, Audra's fine.
That's good. Shorter.
Yeah.
It is, at least in my day, it was traditional for families to dance. Normally it would be, say, the father. But, thankfully he is not here. So,
I mean, I think it's probably a good thing that Mazara is not here to be.
would you like to dance?
But I'm inferring that you wanna. Yeah, let's dance.
I know a few different dances. You don't have to keep up with some of them. How about a nice slow waltz?
I mean, I kept up with gestures vaguely over towards a chance. But, yeah, a waltz would be nice. I was just spinning rapidly in circles, so. The trick is to pick a spot, and you spot that spot so you don't get dizzy.
I see that. You made me dizzy just by watching. And he, leads you in a waltz. It's a little less...
I'm stepping on his toes the entire time.
It's a little less refined than the dance between Marie and Chance.
Sorry, no, that's my foot. That's my foot.
Yes, I can see that.
Ooh, look, a hummingbird stomp.
Eventually, as you guys are doing this, you see his eyes kind of flash gold. And then suddenly, every time you were stepping on him before, you feel his foot just getting out of the way just before you land. It's making him a little less balanced, but he's not going ow anymore.
Eyes narrow suspiciously. Huh. So you do that too, huh?
I was the original seed.
Okay, I understand it's a metaphor of some kind. But, explain more.
My mother, the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
She had a good deal of the purity of the Vive inside her. And when she gave birth to my sister and I, some amount of it was passed down. Well, I thought it was only passed down to me. But it seems that my sister found a way to carry child, and the child who inherited the seed and passed it on to your husband.
Yeah, he does kind of have a way about him.
Many who are touched by the weave do. Take the tattooist, for example. I do not know exactly what it is with her, but she reminds me a lot of Moja.
Sorry, who reminds this person of Amadra?
The tattooist, Sabra.
Mm-hmm.
She has a way about the weave that enables her to do her work. I wonder if she has a similar gift.
Huh, yeah, I wonder. It's funny that your eyes do the flashing thing. Did you know that they did that? Did you?
I have been told that before.
Mine do that too. I've been told that. Some people get freaked out by it. Some people don't even notice. But it's more like split second stuff. I think it's different.
The weave does many things to people. And druids, you approach the world differently than we. I'm not surprised that your eyes flash, but I think it is probably different causes.
Yeah, it would be weird if Chance and I were related. That would be weird.
Indeed. I can tell you that is definitely not the case.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, I was pretty sure, but you know.
I must apologize for stealing him away. He seems very insistent to continue to unlock his potential.
I'm gonna roll another deception check to see how good I am about saying I'm fine about this.
Sure.
What are the feeling Kage's insight's like a plus 20?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. You know, of course, you know, he's his own man, and is it hot? I think I might need a drink after this. It's like kind of hot all of a sudden.
You know, I can tell him that we could do it another time.
No. It's fine. It's really it's fine.
I know that it is not.
He'll be disappointed. You should just do it. I can wait. I can wait. He's gonna be thinking about it the whole time, and that's not what I want. So I can just wait.
Very well. But you may not get to see your husband back.
Hands tighten on his. Eyes lock. What do you mean by that?
Process of meditation changes you from the inside out. Unlocking the seed, seeing the truth of the weave. You may want to spend some more time with him before it goes.
Is that a threat?
This is friendly advice.
I mean, I've meditated before. Why don't I just come with you?
You may, if he desires you to be there, but you will not be able to fully participate. And with that, Kage will let go of your hands, bow, and walk away.
Yeah, she's also kind of done with him for the moment and is gonna go get a drink. And grabs a glass of wine and drinks it.
Nice. Unusual for Audra. Understandable.
This is fine. This juice makes people feel better, right? I'm just gonna drink it.
Have you actually ever drunk before?
Yes, I drink like almost a full barrel of wine at the urging of, you know, the twins, and got super sick the next day, and it was not a good experience.
Yeah. They do that to people. As the reception begins to take on a slightly less pleasant note for some, we are gonna break for 10 minutes.
Thanks.
So it seems like the reception is kind of winding down more now. A couple of people end up making their excuses, saying their goodbyes. Quinn, in particular, is the first to go. Just says to Audra, like, I have got a lot of things to oversee as part of the defenses.
No, you here, take an extra plate. Here you go. It's just a snack on later.
You know, actually, just before I go, maybe we could arrange for any remaining food to be sent over to those building the trenches and traps and stuff.
You know what? I can carry some stuff. I'm gonna carry some stuff. Starts loading herself up to help bring leftovers over.
Oh, you want to come with? Okay.
Yeah, okay, Brian says so. Leftovers to the trenches. Come on, people.
With that, like, basically everyone is going to grab grab a couple of plates, carry it all over.
Using my powers for good.
I mean, as you're
I didn't force anybody into weird bridesmaids dresses. I'm being a good person.
as you just will like be able to pick up like a whole table.
Wow, nice. You're balancing that really well.
But carrying it in its mouth. So where did Providence go?
Trying to sort connection issues.
Yeah, I'm having some of those too.
Yeah.
It also said
Weird.
mine disconnected.
Am I the only one that's still connected?
I think Roll20 servers are dying.
Oh no, yeah, I keep getting server connection has been interrupted, but I'm still like...
Yeah, well.
Yeah, mine's been interrupted too. I've moved map, I've moved tokens. I've no idea if you guys can see any of that, but
No, I'm still in
Everyone's listening.
reception.
yeah, no, you guys got moved to the wall. Fun.
Just assume the servers are like on fire.
Oh,
Until
wait.
stated otherwise.
Okay, well, while we're hoping that things resolve themselves on that end, I guess we'll just, like, do roleplay?
Theater of the mind is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, it's fixed.
Hey.
it's catching up.
It is fixed.
Yeah. Providence.
Somewhere. I don't know where. Basically, just find a quiet spot and just. She's honestly thinking going to Rendion. She's either going to die or come back such a different person that she may as well be. So she's spending the time just trying to go through everything she considers that she's done wrong in the last 26 years of existence and try and see whether there is any of them she can forgive herself for. She does with some of them, which is probably a vast improvement over 3 months ago. But yeah, she's just vibing. Wings out.
Sounds like she's going through a bit of a toughie. Does Solas go back to bed?
No. He's been sufficiently woken up by being dragged around by Audra. So he would kind of wander around town for like a couple minutes, find his way around near the market district, and think, yeah, you know what, I didn't get to do shopping in Orlando, let's do shopping here. And so he's going to kind of go around places and see if he can find basically things that he was looking for up in on a limbo here.
Sure, remind me.
So there'll be arcane supplies as well as just any form of magical items. Well, decent magical items.
Yeah. Things to consume.
No, not consume, to use.
Okay. Let me have a little look at a list. That's the completely wrong folder. You do find a stall that seems to have popped up recently that has some more interesting, like, rarer items for sale.
Alright.
In particular, there is a set of braces of defense. A
Alright.
staff of winter. There is also a rolled up carpet that the seller identifies as a carpet of flying.
Huh.
And a dragon scale mail.
Alright. Well, considering the fact that the Solas wears armor, the braces aren't really that interesting. However, I feel like the carpet will be a bit too big to kind of put around places, and so it'd be a bit inconvenient. But the other two things do catch his interest.
The dragon scale mail and is it the wand of winter? The wand would be 300. The set of armor would be 6. I mean, hey, come on, think about it. Free water. Just zap, cast some ice, wait a few minutes in this lovely heat.
Yeah, so more just looking them up, seeing what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of considers, like, what kind of scale mail is it?
Like, what kind of dragon is it made from?
Yeah.
It is made from a blue dragon.
Important question. As you kind of take out one of the pure gold pieces, how much would you take one of these for?
The seller examines it. Seems interesting. It's a valuable piece. But, tell you what. Give me me 60 of those pieces if you got them.
Will do. As he roots through his pack, and out of the 315 he has, puts down 60.
And he acquires a blue dragon scale mail.
Alright. Now I don't have to now give Inqua his armor back. So the mass on that would be... So, 255, I think? Actually, a calculator just do that. Yeah. Okay. So, nice.
Do you still have the dragon axe?
I do.
The pair look like quite the matching set.
I thought of that.
And with that, I assumed that you would, well, after purchasing maybe some, like, arcane supplies of your own, go and attune to it.
Yeah. I would unattune from a Stone of Good Luck. That was provided to me and attuned to the armor.
Cool. And the party guests have finished handing out food to all the hard workers around the walls. And a lot of them begin to go their separate ways. Kage gives an inquisitive eye to Chance and Audra.
Audra will take Chance's hand and look at him and say, "Listen, I know I don't want to hold you back from going and meditating and opening your third eye, but Kage said that you're going to come back like a totally different person, and I just want to make sure that you're still going to be you."
Of course I will be. I don't see why.
Because he said, and then I felt anger, and I don't really like that emotion, but and you're gonna go and you're gonna be back in like an hour?
Well, as long as it takes, I'm hoping it's not going to be too long. What time is it? Like, was this like an all day thing, or is it like noon now, or?
Yeah,
It's probably like noon, right?
I think it'll be fine.
Okay, and you'll come back to me?
Of course, I always will. I promised.
Just kind of jumps into your arms, does hold both feet off the ground. Okay, it's gonna be fine.
You have my word.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Chance will nod, and before he goes, he like kind of turns to go, and then he quickly snaps back and like gives Audra a kiss before running off.
It's kind of like frozen in that half swoon, just watching him go. And honestly, doesn't stop looking in that direction until she can't see him anymore.
naturally.
Chance goes off and joins Kage and heads off into the forest.
And the two of you travel until he finds a quiet, isolated, like natural clearing, which is about 10-foot diameter. He sits down on one side and gestures at you to do the same.
Yeah, Chance will sit down opposite.
He pulls out a small, flat, like, purple stone. And just looks at it, and a fire, a flame, appears, kind of erupting out of the flat edge. But the flame is silver. This is spell fire. It is an element of the weave. It will help you to attune better to it.
Chance will nod. Very well. I am willing to do whatever it takes.
In order to do so, first you must understand the nature of the weave. What do you know?
Well, it is what all magic is drawn from, the natural laws of this universe. You can manipulate it in various ways. Myself, who's more of a wizard, I have studied, have known, always known how to manipulate it in ways, perhaps even subconsciously. In my case, those of a sorceress descent, such as Providence, who we move with, naturally are more in tune with it and control it on their own. Those who use holy powers channel a divine being, as far as I know, to aid them in channeling the weave. Druids like Audra are the more in tune and use nature. And those who formed pacts with powerful magic beings, such as warlocks, use their strength to aid them in weaving it, and bending the weave to whatever they see fit. Bards do it through music and as their medium, I believe, or performing arts in general. I believe that covers the majority of those who can cast spells, other than those who can innately do it.
In many ways, correct. The weave is an element, a dimension, a thing, and a feeling. It is everywhere, if you know where to look. Some people, some races, like elves, for example, they are born with an innate connection to the weave. Others, like ourselves, have a blessed bloodline. Or cursed, depending on which way you look at it. But we can connect to the weave in different ways. You need to open your heart up to it, open your mind up, open your body and your blood. Offer it all and allow the weave to truly move through you and your brain. Then you will see all the threads of fate. Sometimes you may even be able to grasp one of them and nudge it. That is the seed.
Chance will nod as he folds his hands a bit together and sits a bit more up straight. Yes. Then let us begin. And you'll close his eyes and begin to open himself up to magic in general. Like his thoughts are like as if he is going to cast a spell, but instead of pulling the spell from the weave, he instead just allows it to resonate within him.
You're encouraged to stare into the fire, concentrate on it.
Chance will then do so and then open his eyes as he kind of has a feel for what he's looking for and stare into the fire. Focus on it.
You are asked to cast a cantrip upon the fire to try and manipulate it.
Leave. Now, Chance will use prestidigitation. Attempting to kind of like let it grow because it is prestidigitation lights or snuffs out a candle torch or small campfire, so attempts to kind of grow the flame a bit.
The flame does grow. It grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and it rushes towards your face. And suddenly your eyes are completely blinded by just this searing light. You feel it sink in through your body. And you begin to see inside this light lines crossing in every direction, crisscrossing all over the place, until eventually a face begins to manifest itself inside. It seems to stare deep into your soul. Who is this who desires enlightenment?
I am Chance Konda, the prophesized breath and great-grandson of the Oracle.
Give me your heart.
Chance will nod and reach within himself in like the metaphysical sense of and offer out.
As he does so, he may even gesture to his chest in this time, and coming away from it is a shape of a heart made entirely out of these webbing lines.
And Chance will offer it.
Your limbs.
With the flick of his wrist, I presume the same would happen. If not, he would unravel.
He senses a lot of numbness in his chest and in his limbs as they take on this transparent webbed appearance. you feel yourself like in unspeakable pain by this point as the face projects lines that go into like where the stumps of your limbs would be. They go into where your heart would be, and you feel this like silver fire fabric racing through every single one of your blood vessels. Your brain is on fire as you feel it's being ripped apart.
Chance would focus on two things. One of continuing forward, moving forward, as well as his promise to return to Audra. To go beyond and what grounds him.
Your choice. Roll me a Constitution or a Wisdom saving throw.
23 on Wisdom save.
As you feel like your sense of self being torn apart by this vision, entity, element, you try to cling on to a sense of your mortality, of your own self. And suddenly the blinding light fades away. And you are left in a clearing, in a forest, looking at a long-lost relative over a very small, normal fire. And as you look closely at the fire, you can see that it is made up of very tiny strands of energy. Congratulations. You are left with nothing more than a slight headache as you feel something has remained of that pain inside your mind. Seed, perhaps.
Chance will kind of lift a hand and rub one of his temples and thank you. I believe this was a success then.
Kage presents two closed fists to you, like fingers curled underneath. In one of these, there is a nut. Tell me.
Chance will look closely and begin to look for these strings that were spoken of, the strings of energy that he's seen coming from the fire.
Roll 2d20s.
Jeez.
The weave, these strings, they are everywhere. You can't quite tell. So you say left. Kage flips his left palm around, opens it up, and you find no nut. And then a single string appears before you and demands that you reach for it and pluck it.
Chance would reach out with his spell casting hand, which is his left, and grasp the string that seems to be midair.
And the scene blurs and seems to almost rewind, and Kage is once again sitting with two closed fists, asking you to choose. This time you know it is not in the left.
The right.
He smiles as he flips his hand over and reveals a single walnut. I felt what you did. I would say this has been a success. Are you seeing the threads everywhere?
I do, and Chance looks about.
Dizzying, isn't it?
Really puts things in perspective. Everything has a fate, a destiny.
You will get used to it in time. Perhaps you may even be able to hone it further. Your eyes flashed silver, by the way.
Is that... Oh. Is that normal, or is that a different degree of mastery, or...
It is like hair color. They flash. But, well, frankly, I've not really had a big enough sample size to ever find out why. My mother, her eyes used to flash. Sometimes copper, sometimes purple. Every color of the rainbow, but she could see not just the weave as you and I could see, but everywhere she looked, she saw all the destinations of the weave. She could see the past, fate, the present, and the future. Too much for a mortal to comprehend. That's why she was wrong on many things. She did not foretell about the apocalypse until it was too late.
Sorry. I'm just trying to remember. Did we take the photo of from Dr. Raphael's desk?
I don't believe so.
I guess you could say hindsight is 20/20.
Those damn glasses of eagle eyes. You could conjure version of it.
I'm trying to think of something permanent. Because the only things that I have are temporary as far as I know. Because prestidigitation is only temporary and everything else is not.
I know what you're thinking. You could create a a more permanent representation with like enough downtime.
Yeah.
You will see.
Potentially another time. Then. So Chance will nod and...
Kage puts away the stone and begins to stand. As you do so, you feel like a baby foal. Your legs are weak, shaky, like you've never used them before. Your hands barely give you like enough strength to push yourself off of the ground. Kage does come over and help pick you up.
Thank you.
When I went through this alone, I was lying on the floor in a daze for hours afterwards. You feel scoured from the inside. Your blood, if you are ever unlucky enough to spill it again, it will shine like glitter has infested you. You are not, I'm afraid, the same chance that came into this forest.
My mind is my own still. That I can say for certain.
Yeah.
That was my main priority of maintaining. The body can change, but I can't leave yet. Does this mean that I'm also going to live a long life such as you?
Most likely.
And so be it.
You have given
I will
me
ensure the sins cannot happen again. I don't know how
given
long.
yourself apart to the pure entity of magic itself. You see it, and it will sustain you. You are not entirely human. Not anymore.
Chance will nod. There is, I suppose, one thing. I guess, I don't know if you know or not, but does this inhibit the ability to rear children?
It is not something that I have ever tested myself. But considering that my mother was able to bear me and my sister, and she was far, far more invested with the Viv than we ever were, it does not appear so.
Okay. Chance will kind of nod, and at least that's... I'll return enough to be able to fulfill promises and plans for the future.
I'm sure that your new wife is probably worried about you. If you feel well enough to walk, we should get back.
Yeah,
If you do
I
not,
might need
I have a potion.
a bit of support will help. I can walk back, and I'm sure by the time that we get back, I will learn how to walk again. I guess in a way.
Would it be sentimental of me to say that I would appreciate the fatherly feeling of supporting you as you learn to walk?
Well, it's better than the one that I had, so.
You know, he kind of like wraps like one of his arms kind of like underneath your armpits.
Mm.
To give you,
And
like,
Chance will
some
wrap like his
support.
arm around like the far shoulder, like his other shoulder.
Yeah. And the two of you begin to walk away. You know, there is nothing stopping you if you desire from reclaiming the original surname of the family, Koda, instead of Kanda.
Instead of the bastardization of that my father used. Yes, I like that.
Your mother would probably have been very happy to hear that. Your grandmother, I can say for sure.
Chance smiles as they make their way back towards Grove.
And tottering, like, back along the high streets, Chance Koda re-enters Grove.
Audra's still sitting in the same spot she was when Chance left her.
Right, like hoping he returns.
Yeah, just kind of like I don't know how long it's been. Even if it's been hours, she would just sit there and wait.
Would Inqua be sitting with her, or would he, like, go off, do his own thing, start doing some research for his project?
You probably just do the research there and
Fair.
then see what. But
So yes, eventually, returning to the western gate, through the high street, Audra, you would see, almost feel his return before you see it. And you're probably taken a little off guard to see that, like, Chance is struggling to walk. But the two family members seem quite content in one another's company.
Honestly, she would just walk up and try to take Chance's other shoulder if he's struggling at all to walk. You didn't fall into one of the bear traps, did you?
No, Kage said this is a side effect. Would you say it should wear off in a couple hours?
Rest, eat. You'll be fine.
Kind of slowly glares over at Kage. More side effects,
He returns your gaze impassively.
He hears in his head, did you at least warn him about what you warned me about?
Oh, yes.
I wild shape some roots up to try to trip him. It's the most petty Audra's ever been in her entire life.
You feel at first as if you succeeded, but he seems to be striding unconcernedly and unhindered.
You could have at least let me have that one. Audra knows what's going on. She has some. It's not quite to this level, but she has some stuff going on too. She knows.
Perhaps we should. I don't know if there's more festivities to be had, or.
No. This is time for us to retire and be alone. If you hear whooping outside the door, that's just normal.
Oh, perfect. Well, and Chance is gonna kind of walk on his own a little bit.
Audra doing that thing where she's trying to kind of let you walk on your own, but she's also like super hovering.
Oh, let us retire then.
All right. Yeah, and I would probably have asked to borrow Sophia's place for the night, so I guess we go there.
Chance, before they depart, I'll look to Kage. How long do you intend to stay here?
Probably until the midday tomorrow.
Chance will nod. Alright, I will talk to you before you leave then, or before we leave, whatever comes first.
I have taken a room at the Dragon. You will find me there.
Alright.
I'm sure you have much to talk about.
Yeah, probably. He'll smile and kind of hold on to like Audra's shoulder to like kind of support himself, but still try and
Just
walk
lean
on his
fully on me, Chance.
own. Okay.
No one's around. Nobody cares. It's fine. I can totally. I can totally support your way. Mm-hmm.
And the pair of you begin to stumble off towards Snick's quarter. I assume Inqua would probably get the hint that he's a bit of a third wheel in that and go off to the manse or maybe to help out with some of the defense preparations.
Well, I would help out with the defense preparations.
There's a lot of digging.
Hmm.
There's been a very concerted effort over the last week to dig up lots and lots of trenches and little holes and put loads of spike traps inside those holes and then cover them up. Or the forge, the Scarbloom forge, up at the top of the map, is always in need of people to help manufacture things.
Can I just... Luckily, I have fabricated this.
Woo.
How large is the ditch size?
So the individual spike trap holes are about 2 foot square.
Okay, time to pull up a map. I'll cast fabricate and create a 2 by 2 foot cube of dirt along where the spike trap would be, or behind the spike trap, even better.
Nice.
Or where... So it's...
I mean, you can honestly create the spike traps with fabricate.
Well, I could. Where's the fun in that? Well, it's only one raw material, so it's either the hole or the spikes.
Well, yeah. So you could just make stone spikes.
Yeah, but I can only make 10 cubic feet of stone spikes. But with this, I can make...
Well, you can make ones that you're smart. You're mechanical, so you can make ones that fold out so that they roll up into a 10 cubic foot square, and then you can just roll them out. You know, like the spikes that police lay down on the road to pop tires.
Excuse me. Yeah, I can only do 8 within 8 5-foot cubes, so I can only do 40 feet of digging. But unless if I decide to,
You could instantly create basically 20 holes.
but how much stone is there in the general area? Is there a big?
Yeah, I was thinking this as you guys were talking about just now. I think it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility for you to be able to polymorph the stones inside the dirt that you would be trying to excavate into spikes.
Yeah, it is a area within 120 feet.
And we are in a mountainous region, so for sure the earth has a ton of stone in it.
Yeah, so you would be able to, with one spell, essentially, you would still create a pile of dirt out of the stuff you couldn't turn into spikes, but then you would also be able to basically create 20 holes with an amount of stone spikes at the bottom of each. It would only take you 10 minutes.
Or I can also just fabricate just a bunch of spikes.
Yeah.
But the
That's-
labor is taking a long time, you know. It's
But
just
that's 5 cubic. But these are specifically like designed stones. Like these can be made into any shape, like specifically spike shaped spikes.
It is like revealed.
And it's also 5 cubic feet of tiny spikes or caltrops. Even.
Like there is mention, like as you are surveying the situation, a couple of people are talking about this dragon that's recently appeared that's doing a great job at helping the digging efforts. And your mind goes back to the wedding and the big dragon that was there. No, apparently the dragon has gone to the south gate instead of the western.
Okay, I'm gonna do the math and see how many caltrops I can create. Give me a minute.
Alright. In the meantime, what's Arazid been up to? Helping out similarly, but around the south?
Yeah, just looking at holes that he helped dig and be like, yeah, I helped do that. But also like distributing food and such and such.
Nice. You're basically creating like holes that are almost as tall as you are.
Yeah, I'm like Hector Zeroni. I'm good. I'm from the caves. I'm good at digging holes.
You do a fantastic job, and you kind of work alongside Azir. And like for every hole that you dig, he like is able to dig a fair few more. But he does have the advantage of being able to literally he's basically just like an excavator. Like a fan.
Yeah, like
like
the thing is, like I dig the holes fast, but then I have to climb out of them, and I never like have like the foresight to like leave like a pathway for myself. So it's like I dig a hole in like 20 minutes, and then it takes like another 20 minutes for me to find a way out of the hole.
After a while of this happening, like you don't know if it's like a bit rude or like thoughtless or whatever, but you see that like Azir like is purposefully like situating himself so that his tail just like falls, like the end of it just falls into the hole as you're finishing digging.
Oh, that's so nice. I kind of just like it's like a dumbwaiter where I just kind of like tug on it and then it lifts me up.
It does indeed do that. And it cuts down on the amount of time it takes you to get out of the hole significantly.
I am so much more efficient now.
And Providence has returned to the manse. To rest and reflect further, I would assume. And Demon Solas is finished attuning to the armor.
Yes.
You feel like a sense of completeness inside yourself. Looks pretty cool too.
Yeah. So also, just to clarify, it is meant to have lightning resistance, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we return to Sophia's home. It has been quite well cleaned since you last saw it. Rocket the cat is nowhere to be seen. But there seem to be like rose petals just all over the floor.
Oh no, are they all like turning to acid and like shriveling up as Chen steps into the room?
Yes. Assuming he steps.
all of the candles that are lit go out as I step into the room.
She tried. She tried to make it romantic and like comfortable for you guys.
She tried so hard and got so far.
But in the end, it's a little darker than you would have otherwise expected.
It's okay, I have dark vision. Chance, do you have dark vision?
I believe, yeah, you have some way of seeing through darkness. I believe we went over this at the bunker. But yeah, you haven't gotten like the story yet about what happened to him.
So I'm just gonna maneuver onto the couch and just like gently set him down, and then like, okay, so this doesn't usually happen to me when I meditate, especially not for a couple of hours. So, what?
If you were speaking, Bailey, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Whoops, I forgot I muted my mic whenever everybody else is doing the thing. My apologies.
It's okay.
Here I am. Like, I made comments and people were reacting.
I didn't hear anything.
No, like, I made comments of like, oh yes, like Chance will like hover like half an inch above to like not turn all petals to ash, and as well as good old magic items ruining such a great gesture. As well as when you asked about dark vision, I don't know anymore. Has my race changed, Ren, or?
Not exactly, no. Well, kind of. You're like, what did you put yourself down for? Because I think you kind of anticipated these things.
Well, I've always kind of just done like Tasha's custom lineage is my race, so I've just kind of swapped around like 6 times of what it's actually called. But I don't know if you want to add some things or not, or like change any of the racial features of that. Because I know with the long life, I don't know if that's gonna just be like, hey, here's a feat where you don't die due to natural causes.
I mean, you got the description right. I'll think on the aspects.
Yeah, alright. So Chance will, sit down and kind of give a rough thumbs up. Well, it was a success. My mind is still of my own. I've not changed in that way. However, what's the best way I can put this?
Probably with words.
I've more or less have become entwined with the weave.
Aren't all magic users entwined with the? I mean,
No, in a physical sense, as in I have given myself to the weave, more or less. Like,
the most golden retriever expression you could ever imagine is on Audra's face.
So you know how Kage is from pre-calamity?
Yeah, I do know that.
He awokened the same gift. And that is what has allowed him to live as long as he has. There's a good chance that I am going to outlive everybody.
Audra gets, like, her face starts to light up, and she grabs Chance's shoulders, and she starts to shake him. She's like, Chance, you don't understand. I was, like, so scared. I was like, maybe I should stop studying the magical arts, because once you get to a certain point, you just stop aging, and I'm getting there pretty fast. And I was like, what's going to happen if I just stop aging, and Chance is going to keep aging? So there's some weird stuff we could do with the reincarnation spell, but there's no need for that now. There's no need for it.
Well, there was also the contingency of there's also a spell that I was researching called Clone, I believe it is, Or
yeah,
just
yeah,
create
yeah,
another
yeah. Where the
body
clone
and-
doesn't age. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but I know more about reincarnate than I do about that spell. So I figured, just have all the bases covered, all of them.
But I unlocked some of the abilities of my family. Namely that to find what strands of the weave of fate that I wish to pull on to become reality, to nudge it into reality.
Okay. So how does it work? Does it work like like my thing, where it's like sometimes I can like help a friend out, or sometimes I can make it a little harder for somebody to hit you, or to overcome a spell, or
It's more of every. I can see the weave as it runs through everything now. It is very overwhelming and very.
oh, am I too bright? Am I too shiny?
No, you're beautiful, but that's besides the point. I can see these threads weaving throughout everything, and I can nudge them and move them to where it was. When we were testing it, I was able to, without even seeing what hand Kalke had put a nut into, was able to tell and basically choose the right path forward. There's a good chance that I'm able to do that now. That if when things happen, I may be able to dictate outcomes.
Oh, okay.
Like not in an aiding of, oh, I'm going to help you do this better, more in I have foreseen the future and I am going to choose the path that it goes.
Okay. Huh. But like you're like physically so tired because of that process.
I think it's more of the process of how this was unlocked, of more or less. Are you? I mean, I'm pretty sure the druid. I think. Have you mentioned the concept of ego death before? Because I've read about it.
It was in that book, but I kind of skimmed that chapter. I was really interested in like the pressure points of the body.
Yeah. Basically, I was told to. Well, I faced what I presume is some kind of manifestation of the weave itself. Gave up my body, and when it came to unravel my mind, I was able to keep it and come back.
Just fish, open, close, open, close, open, close. Okay, so
I guess the best way that, as far as I am to understand it, I became one with the weave and came back, and now I am able to see it better than most.
okay. This is not that weird. I talk in people's heads. This is not that weird.
In the grand scheme of things, of what we have done, what we can do, and everything, well, this is a very game-changing thing.
Yeah.
Also,
is there anything like immediately that is like coming to you that like we should know, since you have like this ability now?
it's not it's not seeing the past and future like my great grandmother.
Yeah,
but
just the future, just like
of ahead of like a few seconds, I can nudge for events to happen. However, I cannot foresee what will happen in an hour or a day. Potentially
Sure.
with time and meditation and nurturing this, Kage did mention that there's a possibility of it growing, and how much I can see, apparently, from what he had said, the Oracle was able to see, with this same ability, able to prophesize us, able to see back through time, but was more or less blind to the present and could not predict the cataclysm.
That honestly makes me feel better about my own abilities, actually. Okay. Can I kind of poke Chance a little bit and try to see if I can figure out if, like, he just needs rest or if, like, a healing spell is gonna help? What's going on with him?
Sure.
Would that be Arcana or Medicine?
I think it would be whichever of those two Audra would feel is more appropriate. Probably Arcana, yeah.
I'm trying to find the right spell, so Arcana, sorry, that shouldn't be advantage.
I mean, he seems, like, physically fine and there. He doesn't seem to be, like, ill or anything. It just seems a bit haunted.
Okay, I was gonna suggest something tonight, but I think I'm not gonna do that. Let's just go to bed. Can you help me with the back of this dress, and then we'll go to bed.
It's like noon, isn't it?
You need to sleep. We'll just take a nap, and then we'll just ignore. There's probably gonna be more rose petals in the bed. I'm just gonna go shake those off really quick.
There are indeed quite a lot of rose petals.
I was just like shaking off the bed. There's probably like a more efficient way to do it, but she's just like taking the sheet and just like, yeah.
There's efficient and then there's emotional. Does she like go back downstairs, or does she just kind of like lie down in like the fetal position and just ponder?
I think she like spends 5 to 10 minutes trying to get the dress off herself, realizes she can't get it off herself, sits on the bed for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll eventually go and get Chance to help him upstairs.
Okay.
Alright. And yep. Chance would come along and help in whatever way is necessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're able to help undo the dress. Audra, you see that Sophia has like provided like there's a small amount of like alternate clothes that you can wear. Just sitting on like a chair near the bed.
Put him on, just get in the bed, and like realize that Chance is probably tired and needs a nap, but I'm not, so I just end up like staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys will enjoy one another's company as much as you can.
Most funny, awkward wedding night of all times.
Oh, honey, I'm so
Just
happy
disappears
you're
with his
back.
uncle for a while. We come back. He really needs a nap. It's fine.
Hooray, we got married. And suddenly you've...
By the way, I unlocked the ability to, I'm just gonna run away for a while so I can unlock the ability to see the future and come back, super tired.
Yeah, marriage is great and all that, but have you ever, like, wanted to see the future? And possibly change your entire biology?
I was just like huffing so much copium. Like, this is fine. This is fine.
Alright. So with that, the day is going to, like, wind down as people begin to get more invested in, like, doing their own little downtime tasks. Solas, I assume, tries to stay productive as much as he can.
Yep.
And Providence.
Headset. Why no work?
Oh, no.
Hello. Just repeat what she was doing outside, but inside.
Fair. Just like a lot of introspection, a lot of like self-therapy.
Well, considering where we're going next, yeah.
Yeah. You spend.
We're all about to need therapy.
Yeah, you essentially spend the day like meditating.
Yeah.
And you go to sleep eventually feeling resolved to face the challenges to come. And with that, I believe bedtime would come, and we would be moving on to the 12th of lava.
Yay.
Invasion Day 11. And we will pick up in that morning next week. Ooh.
So I get to do the thing.
Yes.
Aha.
Assuming that you want to interrupt your wedding night to do some magic prep.
Oh, I presumed that was the thing, like the unlocking.
Oh yeah, no, you can add those things to
Yeah.
yourself and whatnot.
Yeah, I worked out and have a funny little thing instead of taking the 14th level blade singer thing.
Yes.
So can I take the 19 and 20 going forward for this long rest, or should I roll that again?
I would roll those again.
Okay.
You took a level of divination wizard? I knew that's what
I'm still fully blade singer, but instead of taking Song of Victory, which just increases damage, I've swapped it out for Portent.
Cool
So
shit.
18 and an 11.
Not bad. Better than that ones.
Well, I can do it out for any creature, so nat ones are even just good, because I can tell somebody else to take a nat one.
Nice.
Yeah, someone can like try to stab you in the heart and you can be like, nope, not one.
Enjoy this nat one.
Awesome. Oh, thanks for today, everyone.
Yes, it's a lot of fun.
Yep.